I don't remember any of it.
You don't remember?
For you, the day bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday.
Welcome to the Rated G for Gamers podcast, episode 150. Just a reminder before we start that you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Vero at Rated G for Gamers. You can always email us at info@ratedgforgamers.com. Please rate and review us on iTunes. We appreciate all the love. I'm Dave Rutino, and this is my co-host, Dan, the podcaster, formerly known as Classic Robinson.
What's going on, man?
What's going on? We've had a pretty big week, the both of us, I think, right?
Well, listen, screw that. We hit 150, episode 150.
We hit episode 150. That's a monumentous occasion. That's we've been doing this for 3.5 years. 3.5 years now.
Wow, that's right. Wow, September of 2015.
That's right. August of 2015.
Well, we recorded in August, and the first episode that posted was in September.
Sure. Yeah.
Technically. Let me get technical, Dave.
Look, I'm a technical kind of guy, Dan. If you didn't know.
You are very technical.
I love getting into the details. Yeah, man, it's it's been a great ride so far, no?
Yeah, no, it's been awesome.
Mm-hmm.
How was your weekend?
Well, the Super Bowl was yesterday.
No, we shall not talk about that.
I'm bringing it up. I don't
want to talk about the Super Bowl.
I'm bringing it up.
About the Super Bowl. We're going to Boston next month.
I just want to say that I had a very good 3-hour nap. Because that shit was boring. On the Dave scale, I almost think we have to add a new tier below trash. It was that bad.
It was the lowest scoring Super Bowl of all time.
Yeah, it was the lowest scoring Super Bowl. Nothing happened the whole entire game, Even like the commercials, the one glowing like beacon spotlight that you can rely on weren't even that great, It was like, all right. Yeah, no, the halftime show was like one of the worst ever. Ooh.
You like Maroon 5?
I love Maroon 5. They didn't bring it. It was really dumb. And then they had like SpongeBob coming down, and then even the
that was a little weird. That was weird. Wait, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Does SpongeBob have anything to do with Atlanta?
I don't know. He lives in a pineapple under the sea. Nothing to do with Atlanta.
I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe he's from Atlanta and moved to the sea. I don't know why was SpongeBob at the Super Bowl?
I think they just wanted to be random. I don't know. They wanted to bring Travis Scott down on a meteor, and they did via cartoon graphics. So, Patriots have another win. Whoop-de-doo. Great for Tom Brady.
That just means we're gonna see all the championship banners at the bars when we go to PAX.
Oh yeah, no. I'm gonna have to wear my Giants Super Bowl hat yet again.
You're not. No, you will not. I banned you wearing that at PAX.
Did I get any trouble the last time we went and I wore the hat? No,
because they lost. No, they won. Now you listen.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to incite anything. I'm just going to wear the hat and
the first
put
time
it down a little bit so people see it.
No. The first time you wore it, I think the guy almost spit in a Chipotle burrito. Okay?
Oh, you're always paranoid about that stuff. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Listen,
I'm not going to incite anything. I'm just going to, I want to wear the hat. I like my Giants.
You're not wearing a hat. You're not wearing a hat.
I got to represent.
You're not wearing a hat.
All right, Dad.
I refuse. Matter of fact, I remember I remember when we did go to PAX that first year, and you wore the hat. I believe it flew off your head into the
Yeah, I got
street.
it. Whatever. I still picked it up. It was a windy. It was a windy PAX. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, you're not wearing it. I ban it.
All right, Dad. All right, Dad.
I ban it.
So yeah. So anyway, beyond a supremely boring Sunday night, it was pretty good. Came across some random pickups, which was always a good thing.
Before we get into like pickups,
mm-hmm.
I actually saw something on Saturday
Yeah.
that was interesting about the Mario movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Super Mario movie, right? The animated movie.
Yep.
Just want to say, hope it's better than the actual movie we got back in 92? Cult
93,
classic.
yeah. 93.
Cult classic.
Anything's going to be better than that. Anything's going to be better than that. Come on. John Leguizamo is not an Italian plumber. He is of
Puerto Rican.
He is of Latin descent. Puerto Rican. Yeah, he's of Puerto Rican descent.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Well,
hopefully, you have to get the details right.
Hopefully Cooper really is a monster, not just like a human that turns into a
No,
dinosaur.
I mean, it's going to be animated. You can do whatever you want. It's going to be CG. I think it's going to be pretty good. Nintendo does not make the same mistake twice.
But they put a release window out. I think it was like 2022. All right.
Sure. Feels like a ways off.
It's a long way. They gotta get it. They want to get it right.
Sure. So
Well,
that means they haven't even started production yet, right?
They have to be working on.
The animated movie. I don't know, but I would assume it takes like a year to 2 years to do, right?
I would think maybe it'd take a little bit more than that, right? I mean, to do an animated movie,
maybe. Like the thing of it is, you're not drawing it by hand, right? So you can go ahead and sketch it out and whatever, but like once you have your model, you can put your model in kind of whichever pose you want, So it makes it a little bit easier, but.
Well, listen, it's the same studio that responsible for the Despicable Me, right? And the Minions and stuff.
I want to say that's Illumination.
Yes, you would be correct.
Mm-hmm.
Can we get a crossover? Can we get like Minions in the Super Mario world? No.
I thought you just said you wanted a good Mario Brothers movie.
Well, what do you think? Okay, this is 2022, right? What do you think the movie plot would be? I mean, come on. They can't be Bowser kidnapped the princess and Mario has to go save. It has to be something different.
I think that's going to be the general through line. It's just gonna look really good. Mario's gonna have to go through the Mushroom Kingdom and whatnot. Yoshi will probably make a cameo in there. I mean, he'll be going with Luigi and Toad probably. Like,
no,
I don't know.
I don't want that. I want something a little bit different. Oh, I want something different, and I don't want to see everybody all at once. Right? Maybe just give me Mario, Luigi, Princess, and Bowser.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give me Toad and Toadette, and give me some new characters.
New characters, huh?
Yeah. You know what? Why don't you throw
that could be dangerous territory?
Throw Splatoon in the mix. We're in a Splatoon world. Mario, it's Mario Sunshine. Instead of water, he has ink.
Dan Robinson, I have to say, those are ideas. They may not be good, but those are ideas.
Leave the cameos for the leave the cameos for the sequel.
There you go. Leave the cameos for the sequel. I don't know. I would be happy with a straight line. Princess is kidnapped. Mario and Luigi have to go save the princess. I'd be okay with that. If you make the visuals good and you have good action scenes, I'm easy. But you're saying, tread some new territory, right? Do something a little bold.
Do something different. Do something bold. Come on.
Okay. I mean,
listen,
I'm not against it. I'm not against it, but.
Did you see the new Fast and the Furious spin-off Hobbs and Shaw trailer?
Oh, of course.
That looks. That's not. Well, first of all, it's sort of a spin-off, so it's not a sequel. It's not Fast and the Furious 9.
Nope.
Nope. It looks ridiculous. It looks. I mean, The Rock just jumps off a building at guys that are propelling down.
Right? Oh yeah, no. It has the same level of action as the previous Fast and Furious movies. I think
it's like an action comedy.
Mm-hmm.
The Rock knows how to do that. The Rock,
Yes.
The Rock knows how to do an action comedy. We're in the genre of action comedy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm about it. I love Jason Statham. I love The Rock. You know, Dwayne Johnson is fantastic. I will see anything that man is in.
So,
Yeah,
all right, let's talk.
yeah.
Let's talk about games. Something else happened over the weekend. So we usually don't talk about like games with gold. You know, games with gold for Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus games that coming out. But Sony did something interesting this year. They increased the save storage from 10 gigabytes to 100 gigabytes.
Sure. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
They're gearing up for PS5 era.
I mean,
saves. Listen, if you want to save a game, it'll be like 5 gigs, 10 gigs alone just to save.
I don't know. They're obviously making this move because they see the trends of, you know, everyone wants to push all their stuff to the cloud, right? So I feel like there's going to be more than just save games in the cloud, right?
Wow. Well, what else? What else could be in the cloud?
I mean, you could have custom content, you know, like if there's like level editors or content you can kind of remix and whatnot, possibly like video saves up in the cloud, right? I know Halo, you know, not to go ahead and switch camps, but I know some of the old Halos had like theater mode and whatnot, and you could kind of record your own clips and whatnot, right? So say like the next Killzone or the next like God of War could have like a remix mode or whatever, or like theater mode, and you can kind of save your clips and, you know, throw them up for like people to see online. You know, that would be, you know, it'd be a good use of the extra storage.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
You know.
I never thought about it like that.
I'm spitballing, you know, because like save games are anywhere from like a couple of megs to a couple hundred megs, right? You know, I haven't really checked on the numbers necessarily, but they're not like crazy big. You know, I doubt there's anything that necessarily goes over a gig in terms of like a single save spot, right? Because that like seems like a lot. Because most of the assets, just about everything is on the hard drive or on the disk, right? So you basically just need your save file needs to have pointers to all that stuff, right? You have 99 potions, and you know you have the gold shield, and you unlocked like this, and this, and you're up to this point in the story. You know, that's all very small, more or less, right? Save files don't necessarily tend to be that big, so that's my guess for it. You know.
Also,
I don't know.
Also, this will be, I think, the last free games that we get for the PS3 and the Vita. Right? They said they were cutting them off in March.
Really?
Yeah. Well, for the PS4, we're getting Hitman: The Complete First Season.
Mm-hmm.
I still have the complete first season sealed for the Xbox One. I still haven't gotten to it. It's in the backlog.
Yeah, I know.
And For Honor, fantastic game. If you haven't played it, I would check it out. If you have PS3, they're trying to go out with a bang, right? They have Dive Kick, which is actually cross-buy, I should say, with PS3 and Vita. But you know, I've never played Dive Kick.
Dive Kick is classic. Dive Kick is a one-button fighter.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a one-button fighter. You can either dive or you can kick. Like it's so weird. Like basically you have one move, which is like a dive kick, right? So you can like jump in the air and then hit the button again to like dive down on your opponent, you know? And you would think there's like you would think there's zero skill or depth to the game, but you would be surprised. The game is actually pretty fun. Yeah, and there's like 10 different characters in there too. Like it's not bad.
All right. Well, I want to check it out. I've been doing a terrible job of turning on my PS3 and just hit all the free games in a queue. Right?
Yeah, right.
You don't need to download them; just hit them in a queue, and they'll always sit there, so you can always go back and download them. I've done a terrible job. I think the last time I did it was in July.
Oh, jeez.
So I know. So now I got to turn it on because I definitely got to I'm going to pick up Dive Kick for the PS3. And again, this is the swan song for free games for PS3. Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots. So that's going to be free.
I still have yet to play that game.
Well, now you can just put it in the queue and you can play it.
I know. Mm-hmm.
And Rogue Aces actually is another game for Vita and cross-buy with the PS4.
Yeah, it's a flying game, right? A plane game, I think.
I think it's a playing game too. Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
So what I want now that this is PS3 and Vita is ending, I can't say it enough. We need PSVR games. Just add two. You have hundreds of VR games, hundreds of VR games. Just add two. Add two. Give me a reason to dust off this headset. Give me a reason
to dust off the headset. There's thousands of good games.
Give me 3 reasons give me 2 reasons every month.
You have games you haven't even played in VR and you own them in VR. Play those.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. I want to have more. Give me more reasons.
No. I am 100% with you.
It just makes
sense. They really and they definitely have enough. There's a big enough library out now that they can start offering free games for the VR.
So we talked about free games for PlayStation Plus. It's only fair. And we talked about the free games for Xbox, Xbox Live with Gold, right? So we get. Actually, it's actually not that bad. We get Curse. What is it? Curse of the Moon. What was that? That sort of 8-bit style.
Are you talking about the Bloodstained?
Yes, there we go. I had it right in the tip of my tongue.
Bloodstained. I think it is. I think it is Bloodstained Curse of the Moon.
Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. That was That's a fantastic little 8-bit game, right? Castle style. I have it for the Switch. I'm at the last boss. I'm at the last boss, and I still haven't beaten him.
Yeah.
I came like this close, and I just haven't beaten him yet.
Well, they have a ton of different endings too, right? And if you play with the different characters, or you choose to not take the extra characters with you, so you can definitely go through it a couple more times if you are inclined.
Then you have Super Bomberman R. That one, I actually want to pick that up for Xbox and PlayStation because they have it's just like Soul Calibur. Like they have that special character you can only play with each system. I wanted to pick that up. I actually saw that in a bargain bin at Target, but it was still too much. It was like $35. I was like, that's still too much. Yeah, I need it for like $20.
Well, I'll tell you this: I paid full price for it, so it's still,
I paid full. Well, it was a launch title for the. It was a launch title for the Switch. I paid full price as well for the Switch.
Yeah.
And then if you have Xbox 360, which is all games that come out are backwards compatible. Assassin's Creed Rogue. That was that game. That was Assassin's Creed game that came out only for last gen for Xbox 360 and PS3. It actually got better review scores than Assassin's Creed that came out for PS4 and Xbox One that year.
Interesting.
And last original Xbox, the OG Xbox, the OG one, right?
The OG one.
Star Wars Jedi Knights, Jedi Academy.
Star Wars Jedi Knights, Jedi Academy. Right. In the long line of oddly named sequels, I can tell you that Star Wars Jedi Knights started off as Star Wars Dark Forces, which then begat Dark Forces 2, Jedi Knight, which then begat Star Wars Jedi Knight 2, and then now Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, I believe,
which was like
Jedi Knight 3. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of weird, the naming
a little bit,
issues, right?
A little bit,
kind of weird. But at least we were getting Star Wars games back then.
Oh, I know, and they were good. LucasArts knew what they were doing.
I swear, if EA had the Star Wars license like in the early 2000s, we probably would have been. If they had it for 10 years, from like 2000 to 2010, we would have got like 50 games. we got like 50 Star Wars games. I think they canceled more Star Wars games than came out. But all right, Dave. I want to get into my pickups. Do you know why?
I do know why.
It's a big weekend for me.
Tell the audience why, Dan.
I finally hit 3,000 games. Thank you.
Oh, congratulations! That is fantastic on the Dave scale right there.
We've been doing the show for 3.5 years. I can remember when we first were talking about doing this show, and I had maybe 300, 400 games, and I thought that was a lot.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. I was just sitting there looking at, I was like, wow, I got like 300-400 games. This is awesome.
Yeah, right.
And I would never I never imagined my wildest dreams I would hit like 3,000. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. I have a lot of stuff. I have no room. I have no room. I have to expand. I have no room. So, but I did get a couple of pickups that put me over the top.
Hey.
Officially, I have 3,010 games technically.
All right. All right.
Well,
let me know. Let me know what you got.
I picked up Kingdom Hearts 3 for the Xbox One. I'll get into that later. I bit the bullet. I got Just Cause 4 for Xbox One. It was on sale. I mean, come on.
All right. You got a completely mediocre game. That's perfectly fine.
Listen, I get, probably better than Crackdown. I get to destroy stuff.
Probably better than Crackdown. Well, we'll see. It's coming out very soon in the next couple of weeks.
Very soon. Well, listen, you see those previews?
15th,
oh my God, it looks terrible. It looks
terrible.
It looks terrible.
They delayed that game so much too.
They gotta have to just bite the bullet and release it.
That's a shame. I don't know. I guess, yeah.
I got Mortal Kombat Gold for Dreamcast. That was like Mortal Kombat Gold was like the complete Mortal Kombat 4 edition, right? That came out for the Dreamcast.
Slightly better graphics, maybe some new modes.
It was like did they have like secret characters that were in 4?
That were not in 4?
No, that wasn't 4, right? That was sort of like secret characters, and they were all like here now. Did they add anything to Gold? Did they add anything to the Gold?
I mean, I'm sure they added something to it. Otherwise, they just would have called it 4. I mean, you could probably assume there's hidden characters, probably some new modes, better graphics and whatnot, because the Dreamcast was like a year or two after Mortal Kombat 4 came out in the arcade. So,
I picked up Sphinx, the Cursed, and the Cursed Mummy for the Switch.
Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy for the Switch. It's interesting when you said you picked this game up. I was like, huh. This is like the Voodoo Vince. This is definitely the Voodoo Vince of the mascot games, right?
Well, I'll give you my thoughts in a minute.
Okay.
I picked up a fantastic game, Diddy Kong Racing DS. I used my Lucky points. Not gonna lie, my Lucky points got Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories for PS2.
Very nice.
WWF Raw for the SNES.
Classic.
I could have sworn I had WWF Raw. I thought I had it for the Genesis. But I used my points and got it for the Super Nintendo.
Got my boy Shawn Michaels in that game. And Yokozuna.
Shawn Michaels. Project Overkill for the PS1. Qbert for the PS1. Pac-Man World 3. I got that for the PS2. Earwolf. Based on that hit TV show about a helicopter. About
an Apache helicopter.
I got that for the NES. Funny enough.
Wow.
Funny enough, I liked that show. Okay, I really did.
I like the theme song.
I really like that show. I remembered it. Now we're dating ourselves. I remember that show because that came on Saturday afternoon at like 1:00 because it was like cartoon. The cartoons were off.
That's right. That's right.
I never remembered the name until I bought the game. I was like, I would not. I'm not saying I didn't lose any sleep over it, but I remember the stupid. I was like, there was like a show about a helicopter. I don't remember.
Yeah, right. See it like coming over the mountains, and then the music would kick in.
Oh God,
yeah, it was badass.
Oh. And then I bought the game. I was like, "Oh, that was the name, Airwolf." I was driving. It was like driving me crazy. Yeah, I didn't know. I got Jurassic Park for the NES.
Interesting.
I'm gonna finish up real quick. I got Supercross 3D for the Atari Jaguar. Okay, I officially have like 10 Jaguar games.
Nice.
I finally I thought I had a black Wii controller. I didn't. So I picked one up with the nunchuck. Nice. And Crash Bandicoot Entranced for the Game Boy Advance.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
So, you get any pickups?
I definitely got a couple of pickups. Some of them very unexpected. I ended up finding a couple of these just rando on the street. Some guy was selling them up near Chelsea, and I'm kind of walking by, and I walk by these vendors. I know these guys well. I used to work right over at the Best Buy many years ago. I would always pass by these guys, see what they got, and they would never have video games. And this one guy has a couple of Nintendo games. He has Ghostbusters for the Sega Master System.
Ooh, I have
like,
that.
what? Yeah, right? So, like, I saw the one game, and I was like, oh, interesting. All right, I'll take it for a couple bucks, right? And then I see like he's got other Nintendo games. So I got Ghostbusters for the Master System. I got Lee Trevino's Fighting Golf for the Nintendo.
What is that?
Lee Trevino's Fighting Golf.
Lee Trevino's what kind of game is? I've never heard of that
It's
game.
it's just a regular golf game. I don't know why they put Fighting Golf on there, but
I think you'll be fighting with golf clubs.
no, not at all. No, it's just a regular golf game.
Tiger Woods versus
yeah, right. That would be a much more enjoyable game.
fighting golf clubs.
So yeah, sadly no. Russian Attack for the NES, also known as Green Beret on the Commodore 64. I had that one growing up. WWF WrestleMania to bring it back to wrestling games for the Nintendo. And then Dragon Age 2 for PS3. Medieval Moves Deadman's Quest. That's a PS Move game for the PS3. It's interesting, based in the medieval universe, which is kind of nice. Amp for the original Xbox, Gunstringer for the 360. That's a Kinect game. Lego Dimensions for the Wii U, NHL 2K10 for the Wii, MLB 2K10 for the Wii, Forza Motorsports 4 for the Xbox 360, and FIFA Soccer 13 for the Xbox 360. Because nobody can have enough
too many FIFA games. You can never have too many FIFA games.
No, you cannot have too many FIFA games.
One day, Dave will just go back into his collection and just randomly pick a FIFA game from the early 2000s and just play it.
Sure, it's going to be great. It's going to be a glorious time.
Dave, as we always try to start the show but epically fail, what have you been playing?
Oh, Dan, my favorite part of the show. I'm playing Smash Ultimate again, trying to go through the World of Light adventure mode. All right, put it down for a while, and now I'm headed back to it. Resident Evil.
Just don't play with Piranha Plant.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get into that new story in a bit. Yeah, that could I could definitely spell some doom for your save file for sure. Resident Evil 2 for the PS4, the remake, which is still going strong, and I finally beat Red Dead 2.
Woo! Finally
beat Red Dead 2.
God.
Yeah, it's a long game. You know, you go through and you're like, oh, I know what's gonna happen, right? I know what's gonna happen. And all the events play out, and you're like, oh, and there's 2 more chapters. Very interesting. So
I think I'm like 2% in that game.
Yeah, man, you gotta get back into it.
I played like 5 hours, and it was like 2%.
The story is so good, and it's tight. You know, the storyline is very tight. Cried, I laughed, I cheered. Oh, it's good.
You threw your controller. I mean, you just hit
no. I am not the 8-year-old Dave Rotino who throws his Game Boy around. So how about you, Dan? What have you been playing?
All right, I'm gonna surprise you.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing Kingdom Hearts 3.
Well, how do you like it?
I really dig it. I dig it.
Yeah, you getting into it?
I don't get the story. I'll be honest.
I told you.
I have no idea who's who and whose heart is stuck in what, and and who doesn't have a heart, who turned into somebody else, and I am totally lost when it comes to the story, but I know the Disney characters.
There you go.
And they got all the voice actors back from the cartoons to come back, right?
Yes, they did.
I was like, oh man, this is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, it was funny. We were actually talking, when you were kind of playing the game during the week and whatnot. And you're like, that really sounds like James Woods, and I'm like, Dan, that's James Woods.
I was like, wow, like no, I honestly thought. I was like, wow, that guy, like, he's really doing a good James Wood impression from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, that really is him.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So, I really like the game. I take that back. There's one thing I don't like. Okay. Like, when you're going, all right, so you go to different, you're in space, I guess. I think so. Mm-hmm. I think you're in space. And you're going to, to different Disney worlds, planets.
Oh yeah. When you travel from planet to planet, yeah.
Yeah. I don't like the hokey spaceship mechanic.
They brought back the gummy ship, yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, it's hard to control. It really is hard to control. and I was like, this is especially after playing the fake Star Fox game.
Starlink Battle for
Starlink.
Endless. Mm-hmm.
And I want to talk about that in a second because I forgot to say I got in a bargain bin today at Target, Starlink, the starter pack for Xbox One and PlayStation 4 for only $18 a piece. It went from $89.99 to $18.
Not bad. There you go.
So now I have the starter pack for every system.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the different ships for like $10. And the only reason I didn't pick them up because I didn't have enough room. I didn't want to carry it.
Yeah, right.
So
if I come back with a big bag and all that. Sure.
So if I go back, if I see it again in Target, I'm definitely going to pick up the little ships and stuff. But anyway, I digress. Let's get back to the Kingdom Hearts. I just don't like the hokey ship mechanic.
Well, it's always been a problem, even since like the first one. Right?
Really?
Yeah. I mean, the good news is if they did it like the other games, once you travel to a planet, then you can just fast travel and not have to do the shooting mini game.
It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like I was like, it's a joke.
Weird.
I was like, is this a joke? Because when I went to the first when you first start the game, you're in the ship, right? But then you just go to the planet, and then after you beat that first planet, you're in the ship, and then you got to fly to the next planet.
Right, yeah, because I think you already started at that planet basically, and you have the option of like docking and going to the planet's surface or traveling somewhere else if you had other options.
It was weird.
Yeah.
I think that's the part I don't like.
Yeah.
That's the part I don't like. I've been playing Golf Story on the Switch. I got to be honest. I never thought I would like a RPG. I'm not a big RPG guy, but the whole golf.
An RPG about golf, yeah.
RPG about golf, and you're being like competitive. Like I could show him, I could beat him. I don't know anything about golf. I'll be honest. I don't know jack about golf. I'm learning so much about golf. I don't know anything about golf, and I'm like, how many holes do you want to play? What does that even mean? I don't know.
Well, typically it's a 9-hole, which is half. Or
I learned
like
that
an
too.
18, which is a full.
I learned that too. So that, and I've been playing Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy on the Switch.
See, this is so weird. This is the Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy came out at a time when 3D mascot games were like all the rage, right? You had your Spyros, you had your Voodoo Vinces, you had your Tack and the Power of Juju and Voodoo Vince and Sphinx and it was just ridiculous. Like everybody and their mother was putting out like a 3D platformer.
I played the heck out of it. It first of all, it's not like you're playing Resident Evil 2, and that's a remake, right? That's not even a remaster. It's a remake. They remade that game from scratch.
Pretty much. They changed a lot of stuff.
This is a straight port. This is a PlayStation 2 game.
Right. It's a PS2 game with better graphics.
But it's PS2 game. It looks just like a PS2 game.
Oh. Not even better graphics then.
Slightly amped up.
A little bit. Okay.
The running, like just walking or running or whatever, is goofy, right? He's just like the arms are flailing and the legs are going up. It's goofy. I'm not gonna lie. When they got into the platforming part, because I love platformers, I was like, oh, okay, I got this. Platformer exploration collectathon, that was the thing back in the day. I got stuck in a particular area. I have no idea what I need to do, and this brings me to my first gamer grief of 2019.
Oh boy, bring it back a segment from way back, folks.
If you're gonna port a game, okay, screw remakes, screw remasters. If you're just porting an old game, you must, as a rule of thumb, put modern save states. Because I spent about 2.5 hours roaming around, collecting everything, right? Have no idea what this stupid head is, because you have to go to the stupid head to save the game. Have no idea what the stupid head is. It didn't save the last hour of me exploring and collecting stuff. I'm pissed. I'm probably not going back to that game. Probably not going back to that game. I'm probably not going back. I am pissed. Listen, that's shame on you.
You need to make some modern concessions for these games, right? You need to be able to save anywhere or have, auto save states or just something. Yeah.
So you got to have save states. I'm sorry. That's my game group for 2019. I'm pissed. I spent 3 hours. I spent literally about 3 hours in this game, and the last hour didn't save. I'm not doing that again.
Right.
All right. Why don't we take a break?
Whoa. Wait a minute, Dan. I would be remiss if I didn't bring up the Fallout 76 jacket.
Oh, right. Come on. Crap.
Well, yeah. No, 100% that crap.
I didn't even think it was worth mentioning, to be honest.
It is 100% worth mentioning. It is worth mentioning for a ton of reasons. If you've been living under a rock for the last week, Bethesda has put out new merchandise for Fallout 76 fans. All 2 of you. You can buy your very own Vault leather jacket, Vault 76 leather jacket, or Fallout 76 leather jacket, for the low price of $274. Right? If you go and look this jacket up online, right, you will see that the internet, in particular the Twitterverse, has been doing expectation and reality photos, right, side by side, right? Here's what you expect, and here's what you get, right? And the jacket that you get is awful. It's way too shiny. It doesn't look like a leather jacket. It's all like floppy and
it looks like a plastic jacket.
Not even a
pleather. Not even a pleather. It looks like a plastic jacket.
It looks awful. So people have been putting like that jacket next to like a plastic bag that has 76 in like yellow tape on it. Somebody was posing in a jacket made out of IKEA bags, right? Which actually looked better than the Fallout 76 jacket.
Okay. Can we
it's
just
so
say
bad? It's so bad.
It's safe to say that I think it's safe to say anything associated with Fallout 76, they should just stop.
Yeah, they needed to kill it with fire.
Well, they were talking about it.
Put it down.
Also, there's some. I think this was in. I think this was in Canada, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Don't quote me. I don't know if this was in Canada or Europe. They were bundling up Xbox. They were bundling up Fallout 76 with an Xbox bundle of Fallout 76.
They were what now?
They were bundling a Fallout 76 with an Xbox bundle of Fallout 76. So you get an extra copy. You get 2 copies. They were trying to get rid of it.
One for you and one for the dumpster?
One for you and one for your friend. One for you and one for your friend.
Oh my God. Wow. Oh, that's terrible.
Give it to your friends so you guys can play together.
No, I'm not a masochist. I wouldn't do that. I like my friends.
Come on. I'm gonna buy this game when it's in the bargain bin for $10.
Are you? Like $5, and I would still have to pause on it.
Come on, you think about 10 years from now when people are gonna be like, "Hey, no one bought the game. This game is like super rare." Fallout 76. Remember how much of a
I don't that was? I don't think this is going to become a world-class track meet. Oh no, world-class track.
It's going to be the
stadium events.
It's going to be the little Samson. It's going to be the little Samson of this era.
I highly doubt that.
All right. Why don't we take a break now? When we come back, we get into the top 10 gaming news of the last week. And we're back. All right, let's get into the top 10 gaming news of last week. Let's start with GameStop. And we talked about this, I think, either last week or a couple of weeks ago. GameStop they were selling themselves, right? They were being sold, and there were 2 companies bidding for them. Apparently, that didn't go through so well because GameStop is no longer for sale. They took themselves off the market.
Wow. Why?
And all of a sudden, their stock dived like 27%. Some crazy number like that.
Sure, right? Because, I mean, they weren't doing well to begin with. There was news of a buyout. Maybe the stock goes up a little bit. And then complete plummet when they're like, nah, we're going to go ahead and keep our company.
Well, everyone on YouTube is, predicting the demise of GameStop. But maybe some of the buyouts just weren't enough money to pay off some of the debt they have that they created for themselves, right? And we talked about GameStop in the past. I mean, how we would fix it. I mean, this is just...
We talked about them many a times, yeah.
This is just ridiculous that they've just... This is just like the company's just a poorly run company.
Mm-hmm.
I got to be...
Yeah,
just,
I mean, they went real heavy with the Think Geek partnership, right? And they got a bunch of accessories and geek gear and toys and figurines and whatever else, and they can't get rid of it all. They dedicate half their store to it, and nobody's buying it. Everything's on clearance.
It's a joke. Again, they should have went for more of the experience route, right? Maybe bring in some VR sets and do the whole VR experience, and maybe even, again, turn it into Starbucks. Have coffee, tea, energy drinks. Make it a lounge area where people can come play games, do meetups, right? Run tournaments, card game tournaments too, right?
Yeah, something,
like they do at retro game stores.
I know. Yeah, I know. They're always having Street Fighter or Pokemon tournaments in the back and whatnot, there's definitely money to be made doing those things for sure,
It just doesn't make any sense.
But I don't know.
It's just interesting that they took themselves, they sort of took themselves off the market. It's just, I would love to know why.
What is their play? They have to have something up their sleeve, some like aha moment where they're like, no, here's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna enact it within the year. And it's like,
we're going out of business, and everything is gonna be 70% off. So you collectors come by, come all.
That's the dream, right? That's the
no,
dream.
not really. I don't want them to go out of business because where we're gonna go? We're all gonna stand
to the
outside
retro
of Target.
shops. You got to go to eBay.
Well, listen. If GameStop closes, retro stores are going to start closing too. I mean, they're not doing so well either. But we're going to buy. Are we going to start buying our games at Target?
I mean, I've been, and you have too, But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I hear what you're saying. Like as soon as one brick and mortar store falls, that means more are going to be coming. Heading ultimately to that all digital world, right?
I'm not ready.
You can just get it online. You can just have it stream right to your system. So when you come home from school or come home from work, the game is ready for you like the day it comes out.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready for the digital future.
Dan's like a PlayStation 1 commercial. He is not ready.
I'm not ready. You know why? This gets us into our next story. All right. Look at the debacle that's happening with Metro Exodus.
Right.
All right. I mean, now Metro Exodus is exclusively being sold for PC on Epic Games Store. So if you pre-ordered in Steam, you should have pre-ordered in Steam, because anybody who pre-ordered in Steam will get the game and they will get the DLC, but you can no longer buy it on Steam when it comes out or pre-order it right now. It is off Steam. It is now exclusively the Epic Game Store.
Right.
This is what the all digital world is coming to.
Well, you got to have competition, because here's the thing, Steam takes 30% of all sales, right? I think no matter what the game, indie, AAA, whatever.
They follow I think it's 33%, and they follow the Apple pattern.
Well, sure.
Model, I should say. Apple takes the same amount from all the app.
The app
all
developers
the apps
and whatnot, right? Sure. They take that number for whatever reason. And you look at the Epic store. Epic's got their take down to 12%. So why would you not put it on the Epic game store, right? Epic is a very big company.
And if you're using their engine, you get to use the engine for free.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, right? It just has to be exclusively in their store. So it's not bad. And Epic's not going anywhere. Epic has Fortnite in their corner. Epic has Gears of War in their corner. You know, they're a very big company. They've been making a lot of good moves, you know, stealing some games, making them exclusive on their platform, which, you know, that sucks a little bit, but you know, it is what it is. So
I'm not ready for the all digital future just because of this.
I know, Dan. I know. We're all shedding tears inside a little bit, but well, we at least have another good 5-6 years of new releases coming out physical. All right.
Hopefully, the next gen could be 10 years. Give me 10 years.
I know. You think like consoles have it bad. PC's even worse. If you walk into a GameStop and you ask for PC games, they will look at you sideways. Like, what are you talking about?
I miss seeing the big box PC games. Right?
Oh my god!
Like I don't have a lot of PC games. I only have like maybe 12.
Mm-hmm.
I want, and one day I will get this. Maybe this will be my birthday gift to myself
Mm-hmm.
or Christmas gift to myself. But I want to get big box. I'm gonna get. I need the box for this to work.
Mm-hmm.
Doom, the first one, or Doom 2, or Doom 2. And then what was that? Quarter 67, right?
Quarter 7, yeah.
Quarter 7. I keep saying 67. You know what? I'm thinking of 67 Burger that closed down in Brooklyn.
I know.
I keep thinking of 67 Burger. Yeah.
Such a good place.
Quarter 7. That was my first PC game.
Mm-hmm.
I have fond memories of playing that with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can get the big box for Quarter 7, Doom, and or Doom 2, and Wolfenstein. Those were the 4 games that I played religiously when I was a PC gamer back in the day, in the late 80s, early 90s.
They were classic, man. I am right there with you. I got my new PC Christmas of '94, and I got all the good games. You know, I was with you there on Doom and Quarter 7, sure, Lemmings and Indy 500. It's a good time.
I mean, we had other games, but those are the games I cared about.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, Dave, let's get into our lead story.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about Nintendo. You know how I love, different earnings calls, right? Meetings, right? Behind the scenes, investor meetings, investor calls. So the Nintendo had an investor call recently, and everything, sort of was translated, and they may be putting out a Nintendo online service that's catered to hardcore gamers. So we will pay a little bit more. We'll pay a little bit more for more service.
You mean more like $59.99 per year?
Possible. I don't think it'll be that much. I mean, it can't be that much.
But it certainly could. That's how much PlayStation is, and that's how much Xbox is.
But what kind of services could there be, right? What would entice me to pay more? What would entice you to pay more, Dave? If they said you can pay, let's make it. Right now they have $20 a year, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say $20 more. So it's $40 a year. What would you want for that $40 a year besides the, your 2 free?
Well, how about
Nintendo NES games?
How about in-game voice chat?
Okay, that's a start. You would pay $20 just for voice chat.
$20 more?
Yeah, a month.
I mean, that would be an incentive. What about actual chat, video and text chat, without having to use these silly friend codes, right? What about like more integrated apps to download, right? Your Netflixes, your Hulus, your like whatever.
Well,
I don't know how much
Hulu.
You
can download Hulu. Yeah.
Okay.
Netflix doesn't work.
Sure. Well, why not kind of get them? I mean, I don't necessarily think they should be a part of the, the kind of cordoned off like 40, 60-hour wall, but I mean, things like that would be, enticing. Like, give me the option, give me what Xbox and PlayStation have, right? Give me the option to like say, hey, I'm playing this game. I'm looking for people to play this game in this mode. That's something that Xbox does, you know. You can kind of put a call out there
Mhm.
for saying, like, you know, I want to team up with people, like, you know, I'm looking for a group, basically, right? Like the old Warcraft thing, right? Oh, I'm looking for a fifth for this raid or whatever, right? I get something like that in on the Switch. That'd be awesome, you know.
Okay. I listen. Why did they even launch in the first place in September? Why didn't they just keep this close to the vest until they're ready to launch it in tiers?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Where okay, if you just want NES games or free 2 games per month, you pay $20 a year, or if you want voice chat,
Mm-hmm.
NES and SNES games, and online cloud storage and stuff. You know, you can pay $30 a year or $40 a year.
Mm-hmm.
Just wait, because now, unless it's something mind blowing, if it's just voice chat and it's like another $20, people are gonna be outraged. Not to mention, what happened to people like me who already paid $20 for the whole year?
Mm-hmm.
Now what?
I don't know. You may have to bone up more for the the rest of the year. Yeah, they'll probably have some sort of discount thing or something, right? You just pay what the difference is.
I just pay an extra $5.
I would assume, or whatever it is, you know. I mean,
What if they launch in September? What if they launch it? I'm not going to pay 40. I'm already in until next January.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to pay another $40, right? When you already owe me from let's say it launches in September. You already owe me from September to January.
They owe you from September to
Because I paid
January.
$20 for the year. I paid $20 for the year. I'm already in from September to January.
Listen. Just make it as full featured as the other two platforms, and I'll be happy. You know, voice chat's big, man. Voice chat's big.
It is.
You know, there's only one game, and I think it's Rocket Chat or Rocket Chat, Rocket League.
Rocket League, yes.
Rocket League was able to get voice chat to work for some ungodly reason, right? Give developers the tools, make it available. Just baseline across the board, right? Fix your damn netcode, Nintendo.
Also, they came from an investors that sort of investor meeting.
Mm-hmm.
There was a new unannounced. They have a new unannounced game that everyone will be delighted for. That'll be coming out in the next fiscal year. So it's between March of this year to March of next year, February of next year. So. Unannounced game.
Yeah.
What kind of game could it be? Right. Could it be a port? Right.
Mm-hmm.
Could it be the infamous Metroid Prime trilogy?
Oh,
right?
Here we go again, Dan. Here we go again.
I mean, listen.
I know we all want the Metroid Prime trilogy.
Reports say the game is done. It's just a port.
Right.
But I don't think that's likely, because I'm sure they want to put that out close to launch of the next Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah. You know, you're definitely sticking to that theory pretty hard.
That's probably not gonna come until the Mario movie comes out in 2022, right?
Oh boy,
during
don't say that.
the end of the Switch life cycle.
Come on, 2021 for Metroid.
If they started over, right? If they started over in 2019. They need 3 years, 2-3 years to make it right. Depending on where
it's Retro is a fantastic studio. Retro can pull it together. I think they can do it. So I mean, if we take the Metroid Prime trilogy out, right? We say they're going to tie that to the Prime 4 launch, right? They're going to go ahead and push that out a little bit. You know, what else do you think would be a good candidate?
Well, they could have another port that everyone's been asking for, Mario Maker.
Oh, sure. Well, yeah, I mean, they could just take Mario Maker and you know, put it on the Switch. I would say Mario Maker 2, right? Well, it's been how many years has it been since Mario Maker? At least 2, right?
Oh, Mario Maker came out, well, it's more than 2.
2016?
2015 maybe?
No, I don't think it was 2015. I want to say it was 2016.
Yep, September 10th, 2015.
September 10th, 2015. They cannot port this game, they have
then
to have Mario Maker 2.
Come on, why
They
not?
gotta have Mario Maker 2.
Why not?
I am not gonna pay another $60 for the same game on the Wii U. I need new. I need some new themes. I need like Mario Brothers 2 theme. You know, I need a ton more options in the game. I need bigger worlds to create. I need more, Dan. I need more.
And actually, in the last Mario Maker port that came out on the DS,
That's
the
right.
3DS.
3DS, yeah.
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 And
it was good.
Here's the problem with the Mario Maker port. You need a stylist, and then the Switch doesn't come with a stylist. So does the game come with a stylist?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Does
I think I could toss one in for that $60 price tag.
Comes with the stylist.
Styluses are pretty cheap, you know.
Well, here's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
The Switch
doesn't have any place to store it.
Doesn't have a place to store it. So when you're on the go, and then what if you get it digitally, right? Mm-hmm. And you need the stylus.
Well, you know, they can sell them separately in the stores, you know, if you want to go pick that up.
But then how can you take the stylus with you on the go if it doesn't?
Well, I mean, that does also mean you would have to play it in non-dock mode. Right?
Well, no, you can make the levels in non-dock mode and play them in dock mode.
Well, I mean, I suppose, but I mean, like again, if you're going to go ahead and create the levels, you can't use the big screen. So, you know, they may have to rework a bunch of stuff to make that kind of fly. I don't know.
All right, so those are ports. Okay, sure. Those are ports. We got one that highly speculated, it's already done. One that people want. I'm gonna go left field. What about Zelda Maker?
Zelda Maker, huh?
That's how they started with Breath of the Wild. They started with Breath of the Wild. They made Breath of the Wild in the style of the original Zelda.
Sure, they used the tile sets to build the world out, which was like really, really awesome. You know, they took everything back to the roots, even the game creation. You know, I think it'd be really cool to see a Zelda Maker. The problem is though, you really only have like 2 tile sets to choose from in that case, right? Because, you know, I mean, maybe like 3 if you count Link Between Worlds, you know, maybe Spirit Tracks, you know, as well as like the first one and then Link to the Past, but they're all kind of wildly different in a way, you know. I don't know how they do that.
Make it a budget game. Don't make it a full $60.
Make it like a budget game. I mean,
make it a $39.99.
A Mario Maker that just had the original tile set and the tile set from Link to the Past, I'd be in for that.
Or could it be the long rumored? Well, I wouldn't say long, but we had lots of rumors towards the end of 2018 that they were making another Zelda game, and we speculated could it be a 2D Zelda game, right?
Like a top down.
Yeah.
I mean,
remember Nintendo
had
prior to the Switch, Nintendo had the studio working on home console games, right? And then they had studio working on games for the handheld systems. Now we combine that into one. We could get a 2D Zelda game on the Switch.
Sure. I'd be 100% all about that. You know, so I mean, we got options. We definitely have some options.
Well, could it be the long rumored Star Fox Grand Prix?
The Star Fox racing game. Yeah, I mean, maybe that still seems really odd to me. Like, why would you turn that into a racing game? You know,
it could be the F-Zero we've been waiting for. Maybe
maybe
it's a Star Fox F-Zero crossover.
Star Fox is not beholden to a track, right? The F-Zero things are like anti-grav vehicles that, you know, float on top of a track, right? You know, the Star Fox, what is it, like the air wings and whatnot? They're just ships, you know. I don't know how you turn that into a racing game, but
it could be Pikmin 4, right? The long rumored Pikmin 4, because that, by all accounts, I think Miyamoto had mentioned that it was done during the Wii U era. We were waiting for that to be launched with the Wii U. Obviously, canceling the Wii U made that a little bit problematic.
A little bit.
But all accounts, it's done. But I'm a little curious about this though, because remember, they made this game and it was done for the Wii U, and you know how you use Pikmin, you have to use the Pikmin to move everything around for you, right?
Mhm.
You give them commands. That's more along the lines of using the gamepad, right? Where you're not really looking at the TV, you're really looking at the gamepad because you're telling the Pikmin where to go and what to do.
Well, remember,
Using a stylus.
Pikmin was a launch title for the GameCube, though, right?
It was a launch title for the GameCube, but
the GameCube didn't have a stylus on there.
This is true, but
but
if Pikmin 4 was virtually done during the Wii U era, they made all their games beholden to that stupid gamepad.
Well, see, like that's why they took all this time to rework it. So we know it's coming out at some point in time. It's just how much did they have to rework? To kind of fit in this new, in this kind of new Switch setup. So. I don't know. I mean, it would be about time, It's been like 2 years, almost 2 years since the Switch came out.
Well, it's just like Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the Wii U, when I think it was the Rainbow Curse, where you're drawing rainbow lines.
You have to draw the platform. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm never looking at the TV when playing that game because I got to draw the platform. I got to draw the lines. So I'm always looking at the gamepad. I'm beholden to the gamepad, and I think that's what the Pikmin 4 game was. So they're probably either going to scrap it or just have to find a way to rework it to work on the Switch. Or lastly, it could be a game that was announced, but we didn't get a release date announced, and that's Bayonetta 3.
Yeah. It could be. All of these things are big contenders, for sure. Dan wants the Metroid Trilogy port, as do I. We both want the Metroid Trilogy port.
Listen, that's a fact. Okay, that's coming. That's coming. All right. Lastly, for the Nintendo, that big Nintendo news, there are reports that Nintendo's working on a Switch Mini, and the internet went crazy.
You mean the light switch?
No, I mean Switch Mini.
The light switch. It's got to be called the light switch.
It looks. I mean, all the mock-ups that everyone's coming out with on YouTube, it looks like a Vita. To be honest, it looks just like a Vita. With the D-pad. Well, it looks like a Switch, and the Joy-Cons not detachable, smaller bezel, so the screen fits the whole, the whole frame of the smaller light switch with the D-pad. It has to have a D-pad. If you can't detach the Joy-Cons, it must have a D-pad.
Right, exactly, because there is no reason to have the buttons be separated for like player 2 or player 1.
Yeah.
I mean, we speculated on all this stuff, the Joy-Cons being attached, the screen being smaller, it all kind of makes sense. It doesn't come with a dock maybe. And then you can get it at that $200 price point or the sub $200 price point, and then this now becomes the replacement for the 3DS, right?
True. However,
that makes sense.
Will it come with a dock?
No, I don't think so.
Or be sold separately. Sold separately to where you can dock it if you have a Pro controller.
I think 100%. If you have extra controllers and whatnot, you can buy the dock separate if you want. Yeah. And then this now also kind of positions itself as a handheld system that you can upgrade to a home system if you'd like. Yeah. Well, it kind of gives you that avenue.
Well, reports are that's coming out in 2019, right? So how about they not Metroid Prime Trilogy, because I already said that's going to come out maybe a year before Metroid Prime 4 is ready. But how about a 2D Zelda game, right? A 2D Zelda game comes out, launches with the Switch Mini. That would just make sense. The 2D Zelda game is meant for a handheld system. You now made the Switch only handheld, right, with the Switch Mini, and it launches with that.
Yeah.
It gives you a reason to buy a Switch Mini.
Yeah, it certainly would.
All right, Nintendo also talked about the mobile division, right? And they're going to launch Dr. Mario World for mobile.
Nice.
That makes sense. Puzzle games are a big thing when it comes into mobile space, right? We have Bejeweled, You have Candy Crush, Tetris. I really liked Dr. Mario as a kid, right? And I actually play Dr. Mario. I don't play it a lot, but I do play it. It's free. It's
Game is
free if you have
fantastic.
Nintendo Online. If you have
Yeah.
Nintendo Online, they have that. So I play Dr. Mario every now and then. I could see that working. I play Tetris on the go. So if they have a Dr. Mario world and you pay for different skins, different levels, I would do that.
I wonder how they're going to monetize it, right? I mean, I guess you only get so many plays per day, and then you have to buy more plays. Maybe I don't know.
No, please don't do that. Just more levels, different skins, power ups. Do that. I could do that. I would see that.
I mean, yeah.
Well, the big mobile game that they were waiting for was Mario Kart Tour, right? How is that going to work? Playing Mario Kart Tour on mobile? Don't know. Is it more of you maneuver your cart, with motion controls, or are they going to actually give me controls on the screen like all the Sonic games do? I don't know, but I'm sure they're still trying to figure it out because it's been delayed. It was supposed to come out in March, and it's now slated for a summer 2019 release.
Right. So they need something to fill the void. I guess Dr. Mario is Dr. Mario going to come out and kind of fill that void, or you think Dr. Mario is going to be a ways off?
I don't know. I think Dr. Mario could be something. It could launch later on, right? I don't think they put out a launch window for it. I think they're targeting the summer as well. So this can come out around the same time. Dr. Mario can come out around the same time as Mario Kart Tour.
Sure.
But they're going hard with mobile, man. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some type of Zelda game coming out mobile too.
I'm 100%. I'm 100% okay with all of this because Nintendo is saying, yes, we want to get into the mobile world. Yes, we're going to take the properties that you love and make mobile versions of them. But we're not going to be like Konami. We're still going to make AAA titles for the home console for the 3DS. So they can do both. You can do both. So I'm fine, and I'm definitely hyped for Dr. Mario.
How about we fix bugs in our home console games first? Like you were talking about Super Smash Brothers, right? And I told you not to play with Piranha Plant. You know why? Because people who play with Piranha Plant in story mode are getting their save data deleted.
Oh my God. Yeah. I was reading about this. I mean, I finally got my Piranha Plant to play with. I have not played with him in World of Light, but apparently if you play as him, that possibly could cause a bug, which deletes your save game.
Listen, everybody, make sure your save games are saved on the cloud if you have the online service.
Yeah.
I think you said, did they purposely put this out so people could buy it online service?
Yeah, right. It's like, is this all just a ploy? although I have,
sorry, if you don't have your online service, you could have saved your game.
Right. It's like, you should have just, $20 a month, you cloud backup. I have heard that it may not necessarily be tied directly to Piranha Plant. It could just be with the 2.0 update that came out. So,
well, just to be on the safe side, I played a couple of matches, regular just solo matches with Piranha Plant. Really powerful. I like his I like his super moves. But I'm not going to play with him anywhere else, or her, or it, or as a plant. I'm not going to play with the plant and anywhere else. No, not in the story mode, just in case. But the Switch has been doing great. Right, it's replaced the Vita as far as the indie darling, and a big reason is Damon Baker. He was a Nintendo executive, sort of in charge of their indie portfolio. He's been working for Nintendo for like a decade, right, and he is now left and he's working with Xbox in the same capacity.
That's good news, right? Good news all around, I think.
Well, it's good news for Xbox.
Xbox is very much good news for Xbox.
Xbox is gearing up for the next gen.
I mean,
I gotta tell you, they buying
they
studios, getting indie executives from other poaching indie executives, right? From
they
Nintendo.
they definitely understood that they were in a bad situation, right? They didn't have exclusives and whatnot. They were, bottom tier out of the three, or at least in second place for a while. Now, definitely bottom tier out of the big three. And they're like, we really need to position ourselves back as a good game company with exclusive games, and we got to get the right personnel involved. So, they've got the studios now, and now they're poaching all the good talent and whatnot. So. I think they're making the right moves. No,
They're making the right moves, and there's even a rumor out there because everyone's getting ready for GDC, right?
Mm-hmm.
Game Developers Conference. By the way, this is when the video game awards should be right now. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we have a little lull in February. This is when the video game awards should be. So
during the award season, why not?
So Smash Brothers could be nominated for Game of the Year.
I know. It's going to get lost in the shuffle and the whatever else because it came out technically at the beginning of the year, right? It came out right after the Game Awards, right? And it couldn't be nominated for like Game of the Year in any sort of fashion, And now it's going to be a whole entire year, before the next Game Awards, and it could get kind of lost in the shuffle. Oh.
So they're getting ready for GDC, and the rumor is like Microsoft is looking to see how they can put Xbox Live on other platforms and Nintendo, and they seem to be talking with Nintendo, right? The whole issue with crossplay with Sony was the biggest thing was they didn't want Minecraft to crossplay because you need an Xbox Live account. So they don't want you to play crossplay and log in to your Xbox Live account on a Sony PS4. That makes sense. I understood that.
Right.
Apparently you have to do that. You could do that with the, on your Switch. Nintendo seems to be playing nice with Xbox, with Microsoft right now.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Imagine having Xbox Live on your Nintendo system. That's crazy. Everyone keeps talking about Nintendo going third party. Right. Imagine if it was Microsoft. You could play Xbox games anywhere. You could play Xbox games on your Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, I mean,
Master Chief handheld.
It's it's an interesting proposition, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
I don't think that's going to happen. But Microsoft is in a good space right now, and it just keeps getting better. Because now they're gonna start getting story-driven games, right? Like anything that Quantic Dreams puts out, because Quantic Dreams now is going all platforms. They're going multi-plat.
Interesting.
So Quantic Dreams, makers of Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, and Detroit Become Human, all those games are published by Sony, but now Quantic Dreams has partnered up with investors who want to make as much money as possible, obviously. And the only way to do that is to put your games out on all platforms. And it includes PC as well. So Xbox Prime, which I got to say, the more I think about it, it's growing on me because the acronym can be XP. And XP takes it back to Microsoft XP.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Microsoft, I can see it. I got it.
It's
growing. Not the light switch, but
if I could bet on the name,
Xbox Prime.
If I could bet on the name, from their announcement of it being the Prime, I would totally put money down on that. So I mean, it's gonna happen, man. It's gonna be the Prime. Given their whole like pedigree.
What if they put out two different tiers, right? So you have the regular XP, and then you have the more powerful one, the Xbox Prime X, the XPX.
XPX, there you go. It sounds good as an acronym, sure.
And then 2 years later, they put out the XPS.
The XPS. I think Dell has a corner on that acronym, the Dell XPS.
They could share it. I mean, Dell and Microsoft work together.
I don't know. I think there may be
Dell has Microsoft software on them. They don't have their own software.
Well, that's true.
They're their own operating system. No.
Right.
But the whole main thing is this just works out better. I mean, obviously for PC gamers as well, but just in a
Sure.
console space, this is Sony's loss, sort of. Even though I'm sure all the marketing would probably still go for PlayStation, I would assume, because PlayStation would invest money in that, right? Just like have an exclusive marketing deal, just like Destiny, right? Yeah, everyone thought that was a PlayStation game, but it was multi-platform.
Destiny or Tomb Raider or whatever,
Well, Tomb Raider on Xbox, yeah.
Yeah. People definitely do that, to get a kind of the leg up, or they get DLC content early and whatnot. Like that's definitely happened in a number of cases.
So I definitely could see that happening, like a Detroit Become a Human 2 on all platforms. But actually, no, I would get Detroit Become Human 2 on PS4 if it's a continued story from Detroit Become Human, the first game, and your saves move over. All right.
Oh yeah.
So, all right, let's talk about EA, everybody's favorite company. I mean, just imagine, again, we talked about it earlier. Imagine if EA had this exclusive Star Wars license for 2010, we get like 50 Star Wars games.
Yeah.
Right. And one of the biggest issues that made this an issue, the Star Wars franchise, is all the microtransactions that EA put into the game. Battlefront 2.
It was a bridge too far. It was a bridge too far. You had to grind 40 hours to get in-game currency to get Darth Vader.
Gotta get that 40 hours, son.
Yeah.
So, but as we talked about in the show, Belgium made loot boxes illegal, and even a criminal offense where you can go to jail, right? And EA stand packed and said they're going to keep it in the game. They're going to fight this in court, but it seems that they have stopped. They've ceased and desist. They've taken out all the microtransactions in the FIFA game in Belgium. So no loot boxes in the FIFA game.
Yeah. Good. You can't fight a uncorrupt government. You can't fight an uncorrupt government, right? The only way that EA could have won is if the government was corrupt in a way, and EA handed them tons of money and said, "Hey, let us have the loot boxes." Right? But no, Belgium is an uncorruptible government in this case, and if the government deems that, look, here is the law, and if you want to put games out in our territory, like, you can't have loot boxes or you will get fined this much for every infraction, right? And it was a lot of money. It was like upwards of $800,000, right? Per infraction.
Yeah.
It was something like that. It's insane. So obviously, like, EA has got to pull these out of, Belgium, and probably other countries are going to follow suit. Probably other European countries, right? So I don't know. I mean, I see this as a win. No.
It's a win. Well, let's see how long this lasts. All right. Let's see how long this lasts. Let's see if it has ramifications that, go across the world. I mean, let's see if other countries start doing this. I mean, listen, there were talks about Hawaii putting trying to take it out of loot boxes in that come out in Hawaii, which
interesting.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, because I mean, they're part of the U.S., right? Like,
if everybody starts, if this starts to be a trend, then I can see this being a major deal. I don't really see this being a major deal, honestly, right now. But if this starts to become a trend, I see it being a major deal. But,
well, I mean,
do we really want government sticking their nose into our business? We didn't want their sticking their nose in our business when it came to violent games, right? The ESRB needs to be the one regulating this.
Yeah,
we need to self-regulate. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a whole nother beast in and of itself. It is a very good point, and probably a good discussion for another day. I think one of the immediate things. So EA loses revenue in Belgium, right? That's like one country down. That's X amount of dollars that they can't make up in loot boxes, right, in their FIFA game.
Billions of dollars.
In Madden
billions,
and kind of whatever else.
Loot boxes.
Well, sure. And they...
All of these selling a smiley dot for a gun for $2.
Yeah. So like EA as a publisher, right, builds FIFA or has a budget for FIFA based on projected sales and based on projected, loot box sales and DLC sales and whatever else, right? And they bake that into the budget, saying, okay, we're going to give you this sack of cash, this $5 million to make the next FIFA game, right? Do it within that budget, hire your teams and whatever else, and make it happen, right? And they know that they have to sell, X amount of money, X amount of games, and they have to sell X amount of loot boxes, right? If you take away the loot box, you take away that extra income, right? After the fact, that means the budgets have to shrink, right? If you can't guarantee and you can't rely on loot boxes anymore, like, that's definitely going to happen. Like, we may see like AAA games being scaled back, right? You may not get a Red Dead Redemption 2 on the level of Red Dead Redemption 2, You may have to do a little bit less.
Does Red Dead have microtransactions though?
I think the online you can definitely buy things in Red Dead Online.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if other countries follow suit. Right.
Well,
all right. Let's go into our last story.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about Sony.
Mm-hmm.
Sony's reportedly shifting all their first-party development into the PS5, and apparently, PS5 dev kits have been out in a while for like a year.
Yeah,
so far.
Yeah. I mean, we've been definitely talking about it for at least a couple weeks to a couple months now, right? How Sony's kind of making that shift.
Well, they really only have 3 games. Three major games, I should say. They have other games that are been in the pipeline for the PS4, but there are 3 major games in the pipeline, and that's Death Stranding. Well, 4 games. Days Gone already has a release date. Coming out in April this year. Right. But we have Death Stranding, The Last of Us 2, Part 2,
and Ghost of Tsushima.
Mm-hmm. I think one of those games is going to be, multi-generation. It's going to be PS4 and PS5. And I would think it would have to be The Last of Us Part 2, right? What better way to launch your system, right? Because by all accounts, I think it's safe to say I think Halo Infinite is going to be the launch game for Xbox Prime.
Really?
Right? I'm calling it now. 2020 when Xbox Prime is releasing with Halo Infinite. They come out guns blazing. They're coming out swinging. Okay, coming out the gate swinging.
Yeah.
I can honestly see PlayStation. What better way to launch PS5 with a game that everybody wants? Now, everybody's really anticipating The Last of Us Part 2, but it has to be on PS4 as well because people would riot. People will riot.
Sure.
People will riot. They want it on PS4. Maybe you have some extra, maybe what's the gimmick with the PS5? We think it's going to be the rumored screen on the DualShock 5, right?
Yeah.
That's be the major difference, right?
Sure. Maybe they're kind of taking a page out of Nintendo in this case, and
maybe it'll have
strong rumor.
Maybe I have great screen integration, right? Maybe you can use the screen for something in game, or sniping, or seeing behind you, or whatever. I don't know, right? It has to come out on PS4 too. So I would say it would come out PS4, PS5. I hope Ghost of Tsushima. If PS5 comes out of holiday of 2020, which I hope, not 2019, 2020, or maybe even March, I could see that. Death Stranding has to be a holiday game, and I can see Ghost of Tsushima being like a September game where Spider-Man was. I can see that happening.
Yeah. I mean, I think I honestly think all these games are going to eventually come to the next generation console, right?
Well, you think they're going to be porting? You think they're going to port them all?
Because that happened with all of the all the games on PS3 and all the games on 360. They just made them slightly better for the next generation console, right? You got your Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6. You got the Last of Us we were just talking about had a PS4 port, and God of War, got a bunch of ports. It's a good way to make some extra money, because the game comes out. Grand Theft Auto 5. I think a ton of people bought it on the PS3 360.
They're still buying it.
I know. Yeah. And they're still buying it to this day.
They're still buying that and Minecraft. Who doesn't have Minecraft?
I don't know. So there you go. I mean, it's you're basically just printing money, right? You already have a game that's done. You have to spruce it up a little bit, have some extra resolution on there, right? Some extra effects, lighting effects and fog effects and whatnot. And boom, there you go. $60 game. And people will pay twice for it,
I know. Yeah, we will. I know we will.
Of course, it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to get the better game. Of course. So yeah. I mean, I am looking forward to Sony's announcement this year of the PS5.
Oh, stop it! It's
I'm
gonna
telling
be.
you.
It's gonna announce. They're gonna announce PS5 with the controller at PSX in December, and then we're gonna get a full announcement E3 2020.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. Reveal trailer this year. Something, a little something, a logo, something. It's coming. It's coming, folks.
Logo. He said a logo. No, it's just gonna be the controller.
Something. All right. Yeah. So that about wraps it up. Episode 150, 150 episodes in the books. It feels good. Feels good to say that. Feels good to do this. Me and Dan love doing this week after week, and we love all you guys doing all the good things that you guys do. If you want to interact with us, and we know that you do, you can do so on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Vero at Rated G for Gamers. And you can always email us at info@ratedgforgamers.com. So please listen, like, rate, review, and subscribe. And as always,
keep gaming.